Hi everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thanks for tuning in. I'm here with Libra's June reading. So this is Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement of Libra really. Let's see what June 2025 has in store for you. We'll use tarot and oracle cards and look into a variety of areas of life. You could find these messages pertain to love, money, career opportunities, projects, wellness, all that stuff. Do only take what resonates. Thank you. And what do we have for you? It's a general reading, not personal. You have grounding. So go deep. Explore your roots, Libra. All of the decks I use are in the description box. Whoa, big stack of cards. We're not taking all of those. All right, let's see what else we have. Now, if you check out my other videos, I did a 2025 yearly outlook for you, a very long video, but it is chapter or timestamp, so you can look at June. And for June, we did have working through fears, moving on for good, judgment card, hidden blessing, 5 of swords, king of wands, all made an appearance. So what do we have? Wow, the cards are a little quiet. Maybe you're feeling a little quiet. Overcoming obstacles here. You can overcome anything. So go deep, explore, and you can overcome this. I feel as though a lot of you actually are overcoming something. It's almost as though what I was hearing before is like you're finally out of the woods with something. Finally out of the woods as far as, you know, that expression. So it's like you're on the other side of something, like your things are going to start looking up. Okay. We have desert passage. So trust there's a divine plan. Okay. And then we also have, speaking of desert, I'm actually getting, they're giving me, my guides are giving me the Arizona abbreviation. So I'm seeing AZ. So the initials AZ could mean something, or Arizona. And we have reaching your destination. So your light is shining brightly. As I said, I feel as though you're coming out on the other side of something. And this is positive. You know, this is a good thing. Some of you may have been dealing with something for a while and it's been exhausting, and now things are kind of looking up. Let's use the Lustrous Tarot. This is by Debray. This was a gift from Debray to me, and I was going to buy this deck, and they sent it to me free with a couple other decks. So thank you, Debray. And you can check out their website too, debray.com. All right. 2 of Pentacles. Oh, having to kind of balance something out here maybe. But, you know, with the 2 of Pentacles, they are focused, regardless of what's going on. They're having to balance maybe you're weighing up some options, a couple of choices here. You're deciding, and that's where you're getting this, like, ground yourself, go deep, explore your roots. You know, what do you really want? Is this something you really want? This, whatever this next thing may be. What else do we have? King of Pentacles. And that's what's clarifying. You can overcome anything. So if you know, this is a good person to have on your side here, and the energy working with you, the King of Pentacles, if you are indeed trying to overcome something. This could be health, financial, on the home front, you know, Pentacles having to do with all of those things. So all of your resources, really. I'm getting something about time management could be something. And I'm getting a name like Delaney, something like that. Delia even. Oh, okay. And you have the 5 of Cups. So that's what's clarifying that there's a divine plan. So there could have been some sort of sadness, grief, loss of even an opportunity. Remember, cups are emotions. So it could have been, yeah, just some sort of emotional loss or feeling emotionally drained even. So there is a castle on the other side of that bridge, but it actually looks more like it's sort of a broken down castle. Whereas the King of Pentacles, you can see this is in really good shape still in the background, and things are under control. And with the 5 of Cups, I feel as though maybe some of you feel as though you've lost emotional control or something like that, or there could have just been something that was out of your hands. I'm getting with that card. And just make sure you are seeing the you know, that there is a divine plan, as the Desert Passage card says, but also that that there are other options you may not be seeing, as you can see with the 2 of Cups behind them. but it may require some change. Fives can symbolize change. So let's see what else we have. Oh my goodness, the Emperor. You've had the Emperor in a few readings lately. So the Emperor, Aries energy, this is the power of all four kings. This is someone who really can look after things, just like that King of Pentacles. It can be a rather masculine, fatherly kind of energy as well, especially when I have both of these people here. But you notice they both have something in hand. I feel as though you have a handle on something, or there is an opportunity that is already upon you, or if there isn't, there will be soon. But there's something about seeing the bigger picture too, and knowing that you in fact can have it all. But it's like kind of like the beginning stages too. I feel with this 2, 4, and 5, I do feel sort of as though maybe you're trying to build a whole new foundation, because as I said, I mean, I was tuned into the conditions of the castles, one being sort of abandoned, dilapidated, and then another being just this really amazing structure, totally complete. And this is like, too, you'll notice the grapes here and all the abundance as far as the garden, and the grapes can symbolize that there has to be good conditions for something. It's sort of like you have to plant seeds in rich soil is sort of the analogy there. So grapes, they require a specific set of conditions, and they're difficult to grow. But then once you can get the hang of it, it's like, then the vines are everywhere, as you can see on the card. But it's like, it is such a process. And, maybe some of you are feeling tired, with that whole process. But the Emperor, they can see the whole kingdom, or queendom. They can see, there's a lot of strategic ability. They're strategizing, they're strategic planning, they're leaders, they're very well respected, they're in control of what's going on. So it's like you are in control reaching your destination here. Oh my goodness. And I didn't even realize they have a castle within this bubble, and I was tuning in to castles. So maybe the name castle means something, or you just built a sandcastle, or you used to, or you have a snow globe with a castle in it, or I'm even getting like Wizard of Oz type stuff. When I saw snow globe, I was in clairvoyantly, I was also getting like Wizard of Oz. Anyway, which has come up in other readings. So you may have a connection to that in general, but one of you regular viewers, I think I'm picking up on you. Again, general reading, but you never know, these things happen. So, the Emperor is also, and the King of Pentacles, they both have armor on underneath. And I feel like that's about preparation. And so some of you could be preparing to make a dream come true. And it could really affect your abundance. It can also affect your home life in general. And again, structure, there's a structure to things. What else do we have? So you can overcome this. You are overcoming something. For July, you actually had for 2025 that there's a personal issue reaching resolution, and there was happiness, and there was the High Priestess and the Moon, and so it's really a very intuitive time this month of June, July, even for you. So. Just the energy, I feel it could be feeling different, especially now that we have that new moon in Gemini, which is a fellow air sign. So sometimes that can feel a little more harmonious with our own energy. Oh my goodness. And there's the sun. And as I said, you had this big happiness card in your reading for about this time this year in your 2025 reading. And so I get to, you're going to be seeing things much clearer. You're going to have much more better awareness. Some of you may be actually addressing your finances, your resources, and actually career change or stepping up in some way. Some of you are deciding you're going to just abandon the way things have been done because it's not in alignment. Something may have been out of alignment for a while. That can actually affect our health, stressful conditions and things. So let's see. I mean, there's plenty of studies, about stress affecting the health, but of course I'm not a physician or anything. All right, what else do we have for Libra? I actually just heard Lamborghini. Ooh, what's this? The Magician. Wow. Oh, you have so many. So I would just want to point out, you only have 6 cards on the table from tarot, and you have 3 that are major arcana. So I feel as though some of you are making a huge step forward to overcome an obstacle. Yes, you're definitely getting closer to your destination, and there's maybe an increase in vitality, like with the Sun card, and then the King of Pentacles being clarified by the Magician. You'll notice 2 of your cards now have the infinity symbol, right? And so this could be just limitless possibilities. And for some of you, it's like it's just this end of one cycle and the beginning of a total new cycle. And 8 is the number of the self, I believe. And so you can also, I feel as though there's just a lot of work that you've done, maybe even behind the scenes, in order to manifest something, or maybe you are. And I was talking about garden and growth and all that. Fertility is coming in. There's also, because you can see there's all this greenery and all these flowers on the Magician card too, and even in the Sun card you have the sunflowers, and the sun always turns towards this. The sunflowers turn toward the sun. If you didn't know that, it's really cool. Sunflowers actually turn. You can almost see them turn towards the sun. A lot of plants do that, but sunflowers are really known for that. And I feel like there's almost a lesson there that, go towards what makes you happy, what truly makes you happy, and use those resources that you have. You have a lot of cards of being resourceful: the King of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Magician. And something or someone just may not be worth the stress, really. They may not be worth it anymore. And I'm getting a lot of you kind of feeling that. And with the Magician, they have every suit there. They have a sword, a cup, a wand, and a pentacle. And this is like being resourceful in order to manifest, So but you have 2 cards too of focus. Whoa. Oh my goodness. So you have Death, and then their High Priestess here. Okay. You have a whole stack of cards, and then one on the floor. Now, the one who fell on the floor, I always find that interesting because I don't have many cards fall on the floor, but it's the Empress. The Empress is the one who fell on the floor, but you have all of these major arcana cards coming out. And actually, I'll show you the one too. The other one I saw was the 10 of Cups. The rest, there are just too many oh my goodness, this is the star peeking out. Okay, so I feel as though I am supposed to be reading these cards but there's going to be a story. Oh my gosh, look at this. Wow. Okay, so there's the 10 of Cups. We're going to go over all of this, of course. 10 of Cups, you have the beautiful star card here. Okay. Star card. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, the Hierophant, the World. Okay. All right. And at first you had, what I saw first was Death, High Priestess, and then the Empress. So let's just put this deck aside for a moment, and we're going to go into this. Okay. So with Death, there's a transformation, right? Scorpio energy here. This person here, they're sort of begging for their like, it's like begging for their life, kind of like, have mercy, And in the background, what do we have again? We kind of have these structures, right? These 2 structures, and they kind of, but there's the sun behind them, right? There's always that new day dawning. And so that's what's clarifying the 5 of Cups. There is a divine plan. And sometimes though, in order to move forward really fully, we really do have to close a door. So this is the card of doing that, right? And then you have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess came up in your yearly reading, and here she is again. And this is your most intuitive card possibly in all of tarot. This is someone who kind of has their back to the world, and they're tuning into religious spiritual. It could be religious, but also spiritual resources right now. And it's a card of duality too. I feel as though there's a card that's, it's, you're kind of, this person's very balanced. They can really see both sides to something. There's something here too about manual. So actually Emmanuel could be a name, but you'll notice like her dress or her robe here is like turning into water. And so there's this, it's like you are, no matter what, you are always connected to the divine. And that's what's clarifying, reaching your destination, your light is shining brightly. So some of you may have to turn your back on someone or the world at this point, just to kind of get some clarity and to focus on what it is that you want to manifest, create. You have the Empress. You have 1, 2, and 3 here with Magician, High Priestess, Empress, and then you go up to Emperor 4. You have the Hierophant 5. I mean, you're remember too, there are stages and steps, right? So the High Priestess is able to, with the cycles of the moon here on her crown, she's able to see things through. She's able to see, just like with the Emperor, the bigger picture. All right. So there's something here about, are you seeing the bigger picture? And maybe, are you seeing how far you've already come with something? So the High Priest or the Empress, lots of fertility here. Very feminine energy. So you've got a good balance here, and it could actually be a little advice from Spirit to be balancing our masculine and feminine energies, possibly. But sometimes in this card, the Empress is pregnant. In this one, it doesn't. Well, we can't tell, right? Sometimes in the first trimester, you can't tell anyway. But and she has all the stars there. I think it's representing the constellations or her connection to the stars. So again, this is. It came out with the Empress, but kind of fell on the floor. But I kind of wonder if some of you aren't realizing your full power as far as creating something. All right. And then we have the lovely Star card. So Star card coming in, and 1 foot on land, 1 foot in that pool of consciousness here. And having things under control. The bird here, messages maybe coming in the background, of course. And then there are 7 stars and then a main star within this card. So, 78 even could mean something, 87. I just heard something about like an old car. Okay. I won't say the manufacturer, but I did hear about an old car that could have been significant to someone too. Like a car guy or car lady, car person. All right, you have the 10 of Cups here with the rainbow. It's like everything you wished for and more, happily ever after. And that seems to be, it's connected to the Star card. That is certainly what they both have in common, is like that wish come true. So some of you may be getting a totally new opportunity. I almost get like a second chance or like a new life altogether. I am feeling that. I am getting pretty strongly. Especially when we have Death card, and then we also have the World card, which was the last one that came out of that stack. You have the Knight of Pentacles here, but again, slow and steady progress. There's a big focus, a big emphasis with all these cards when we put them together as a whole on cycles and realizing where you are in something. And maybe, it's just knowing that you can't skip steps, right? Having to go through something from beginning to end. And I think for some of you, you're seeing something through. You are, in fact, seeing something through. There's something about order being important. So maybe you're wanting to get more structure and control and order in your home, in your life, in some area. But we have the 2 of Wands. This person, they haven't really taken the next step, but they're planning, they're thinking about it. It's like thinking about it, so a new direction, though, is possible. Maybe you are ready for the next step in whatever this divine plan is for you. And then you have the Hierophant, another very, spiritual card. And this person's imparting their wisdom on their disciples here. And you have the keys here. It's sort of like, you have the ability to unlock something. You may be unlocking some sort of mystery too. You could have stumbled upon a new gift you have, or you could have literally found something that was locked up and now you have the key to open it, like in a literal sense too. or you know, like you found a trunk or a little uh, safety deposit box type, you know, the little kind though. Anyway, that's a possibility. So the world card, completion, right? Fulfillment, harmony. This is wholeness. So you have a couple of cards of travel here, in addition to, so you have the Two of Wands is sort of preparing maybe for travel. The World card, the Death card can even be because it's transformation. So a little bit of potential travel. So it could be a short trip or it could be something kind of nearby. I'm getting that too. And but you have other options. Let's see. I want to see what else pokes out here as far as the energy. What else? Let's see. Um, being drawn to like the mountains in these cards, and there are challenges that are no longer immediate. Maybe they're becoming more distant. Okay, or there's also this message I'm getting clairaudiently, like, don't worry about that, focus on now, like do what you can do now and worry about that later. Like I feel like there's a little bit of advice there coming in with that. All right, let's see. Let's also get some, oh, all right, these cards want to come out. Other oracle cards coming out. You have teacher, knowledge, and rhythm maker, tempo. Maybe you're actually going at your own pace. Are you maybe engaged in self-paced learning in some way? Maybe. But again, you have another card of this wise teacher, you know, the Hierophant, and now you have teacher, knowledge. So are you getting ready maybe to share your knowledge, right, through something, or share your talents even? What else? You have fire, passion. Yeah, it's something you've been passionate about. They're giving me, when I say they, I mean my guys, I'm getting laces. So either like a name lacy, or actual laces on a shoe, or because what I was being drawn to was like the stitching on the drum. So I don't know if you do something hands-on like that, or if you have a loved one in spirit who is a seamstress, or who even did like leather work even. So interesting, the messages that come in, right? They're always randomly specific. All right, what else? Please, anything else? Give us some clues, please, about, oh, okay, violin, Erica, I heard. Okay. Messages, communicator. Oh, you yourself, I think, are a conduit. A lot of you are. That makes sense. But I'm getting that like you're newer to it for some, because there aren't any like lotuses. There are no lilies in the card. It's just the pads. So I feel like you're taking steps almost to maybe you're honing your skills in some way. That makes me want to go to a different deck, actually. I know which deck. This deck almost made it into the reading, and now it will make it into the reading. So this is the Celtic Sprue Spirit Oracle. Let's see. Any advice as far as communicating on hidden talent, unlocking? So it's like that's what I'm hearing clairaudiently. You have toxic energy here coming in, unhealthy behavior, abuse, trauma. So we're going to get more information on this. Trust issues, insecurities. Oh, all right. So there are some things. I know which deck to use next now. They're telling me to, okay, because we have to focus on letting go. So we have dreaming. Okay. High hopes, fantasies, dreams. Now, some of you have a dream too. It's like a small business, but you create something. You do something. So, or it has to do even with, this is an interesting message, secrets. So I don't know if you have to keep confidentiality, or if it's a secret now, or if you are even going to be like a mentor, or someone in your spiritual community. Trust issues. I'm getting like, I almost get like that. I mean, you could have actually had someone who was putting themselves above you, kind of like if we had the Emperor in reverse, some like a controlling energy that kept you from taking any next steps towards something you want. And like you almost fell for it kind of thing. But then, nope, now you're out. Okay, so let's see. Let's do the magic of letting go. Let's see, magic of letting go. Because this is interesting. This toxic energy trust issues. I need more information on that. I'm getting like almost like a being like a falling in line kind of thing. I don't like that energy actually. No excuses. Take responsibility for your actions and choices. Create positive change. Oh, but then there's this labyrinth, right? So some of you, if you have somebody or some situation in your life that's like really kind of chaotic, toxic, whatever, it is hard to kind of trust your ability to make good choices in getting out of it, because maybe you're like things are so chaotic in that environment. Remember, we had environment coming in with the grapes. It's sort of like you have to change your environment in order to really make a big change. And I'm getting almost like this, and this is like on you kind of thing. I mean, sorry, I'm the messenger here, but it's like with the take responsibility card coming out, it's connected to this toxic energy. Maybe some of you have unhealthy behaviors. Hey, I'm just saying. That's what seeing. I hadn't thought of it. It could be you, but it could be someone in your environment or you. Or and then there's maybe this almost like not trusting yourself to be responsible with what comes along with maybe having your business or something. So there could be like almost like you're almost wondering if you can see your way through something, like how you'll navigate something. There's like a almost like a trusting yourself. But I get that came from like somebody else. Either you trusted the wrong person in the past and now you don't trust yourself, or you were involved with somebody who like had you thinking you couldn't do anything, but you feel you can do things. So they kind of like you developed some insecurities potentially. That's just what's coming in right now. But it's like, no, you can find your way out of this kind of energy. Like if it's like a work thing, and you have maybe other avenues to pursue potentially. What else? Perfection. So release flawless outcomes to allow room for creativity. So progress is enough. Be very mindful of how you speak about yourself to yourself or to others. We want to focus on our strengths. That's how we encourage, right? Overbooked, want what you have. So missing out can often lead to something better. All right. So as I said, maybe there's like a sort of a new start or second chance opportunity coming in. I will say this reading, like it was feeling really good. And then we went to this there was this energy that's kind of, it's like almost like a dark cloud kind of hanging over whoever I'm reading for, their ability to move forward. And I'm not sure if it comes from within or if it's all going to come from within. That's why we're getting the like take responsibility for our own choices and actions. You don't have to buy into someone else's lies, right? There's some sort of like focusing on how to, maybe if you're changing jobs, you do something temporary, right? So it's kind of like not focusing on perfection or like the ultimate end goal, that 10 of cups. Maybe you're wanting to even get to like, the 9 of cups or the 6 of cups, even like you just want maybe some change. And we have fear of failure, so have the courage to try because there's uncertainty. Okay, so see uncertainty as an opportunity for growth. You may be wondering too how you're going to fit something into your calendar, to your schedule here. Like how are you going to make time for it? And how do we get up this mountain? How do we get it one step at a time? So there is something here about overcoming the obstacle one step at a time, reaching your destination one step at a time. We can't skip steps in life. We might think we did, but then obviously, it comes back to us. Let's get some cards relating to abundance career. Oh, I think I'm in the wrong deck. Yeah, I'm getting energetic guidance here. Okay, here we go. All right. So what are we removing? Because I wanted to know like what we have coming in, and I have what came in as sort of an interfering energy was actually, this is what needs to take place before we can focus on what's coming in. So what do we need to remove, surrender to? Maybe questions we need to be asking ourselves this month of June. And remember, these are always, I always ask for these messages and set the intention for your greatest and highest good. If it doesn't feel like it resonates, then it's not your reading, obviously. And you decide that. So of course, only you know your full story, right? You do you. All right. And then we have wrong way shift here. So this could be taking your career in a totally new direction. Yeah. So have the courage to change course, continue to grow, change, and learn. Because you could have reached the end of something and you can't go any further. Like it's just, like I said, you could just be like at the end of your rope with something here, the saying goes, right? Like you're going to have to leave something or someone. It could be a habit, it could be a person, it could be a place, right? What else? Social media. So you could be making money with social media. It could be very lucrative. Okay. So this could be you wanting to connect with people online, growing your social media presence and building a reputation in some way. I mean, almost anything we do now, we have to kind of use the internet to like advertise, right? And then there's emotions here. So this is a focus on the love life instead of work. So careful not to allow work to interfere with love or vice versa. So your emotions could be getting the better of you in some way, according to this energy here. Let's go right into the love thing. Let's see. We'll get a little more information, but then I want to know more about what do we need to be surrendering to. They're giving me health again. There could be a health thing. You have a jealous one. Oh my goodness. So a fear of loss, threat, protected. A lingering fear arises that someone may jeopardize what you hold dear, stirring inner turmoil and uncertainty. Aha, I get it now. Okay, so they're not, it's kind of like something can't have control over you unless you give it permission. So that is the message I'm getting right now, clairaudiently. Okay, the control is yours. You decide. So we also have bold move. So a gift. So someone wants to right their wrongs and make it up to you, but it's up to you to decide. Yep, it's up to you to decide if you want to accept it. There's something here really about making sure you realize your power and that you have control over your life, a situation. And you have try me. Someone's fed up. That's what I had said before. Like you're fed up. I think that's what I said. And the games are over. Emotions are spent and only the truth will be entertained from now on. Oh my goodness, you've done it. You've gone up, you've moved on. Congratulations. That was a bold move that I don't think somebody expected either. Work, relationship, whoever. Doesn't even have to be romantic, but it certainly could be because there's like this one energy that almost was like, oh, that was the one thing you needed to change. And it's like having the courage to do it and then doing it. And that's amazing. So let's see, what else do we have? Let's get a surrender. I love these cards. Surrendering. What do we need to surrender to? So we want to bring in these June blessings. All right. So what else? Oh, we have 3 that came out. My goodness. Okay. Whoa, jumpy, this one. Surrender fear. Now this is nope, you had passion, not fear. Okay, so surrender fear. So let go of the fearful stories you're telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. Oh my gosh. This is exactly what the reading has been saying. One step at a time. Make the big bold move, right? It's what we're getting. Now again, you do you, but this is what we're getting. Make the move. Oh my goodness. Surrender to your full power and surrender to success. Seriously? Wow. I mean, this is exactly the energy that came in even before these cards. This deck seems to do that, actually. And that's one reason I like to go into it, because it'll give me the exact wording of, like, it summarizes what I've been trying to say. So surrender to your full power. Your life's calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. And then, like I said, you got the bold move card. Surrender to success. You're ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at the roadblocks or difficulties from the past. Okay, so leaping into exciting new world of opportunities. That's what's on the horizon. But we have to surrender to it, right? We have to be willing to accept it, right? And it's interesting because I was getting the Six of Cups energy, even though it's not here. And the Six of Cups, if you recall, is about someone, accepting flowers, right? Let's see. Let's get the cup out, or the card out. There it is. So there's the Six of Cups, and it's like they're receiving flowers. That's one interpretation, right? So it's like someone being noticed, being recognized. It's their time to shine. It's your time to step forward and, get that emotional fulfillment even that you've been wanting, or whatever it is you're trying to create for yourself, what will be your 10 of Cups, So surrender to your power, surrender to fear. But what do we need to ask ourselves? I like this deck. It's by Monica Loeb. It's the Ask Yourself Tarot. What do we need to ask ourselves? Some questions to ask ourselves. Oh, goodness. I have a feeling I know what some of them are going to be. Oh, okay. Hey, if you enjoy this reading, please help me out. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Consider even membership. $3.99 a month gets you bonus readings and other perks. I usually leave a comment on how to join the channel with the exact link. So it's all through YouTube. So your information is safe and I don't see it, Anyway, if you're interested in your other signs, I have a second channel. It's called Mantic Mystic Messages. I have it, at least for now. All right, we will see. Let's see. I hit 1,000 subscribers over there, so thank you. I know a lot of you subscribed over there. All right. 10 of Swords. What situation in your life needs to come to an end? I knew this would come out. Yeah, okay. Clearly. I mean, there's something that has to come to an end. We can't keep going on and on like this. That's what it feels like. It's like this can't go on any longer. And you know that. And there's Gemini energy. So it's like, done. Fed up. I'm getting that, like, you're fed up with something or someone. Maybe you're just fed up with how things are going and how they're not really moving forward. All right, what else? Knight of Wands in reverse. In this deck, I don't really read reversals, but what are you passionate and motivated about in your life? So that could be feeling blocked, though, because it did come out in reverse. Maybe you're not quite sure. But we have our fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. What else? 5 of Cups, again, second time. Scorpio energy. What painful situation in your life are you focusing on? What is that? What's that cloud for you, Libra friends? And what positive aspects are you not seeing? I feel for some of you, you're not seeing the positive aspects of yourself and how awesome you are, And Ace of Pentacles here. Are you prepared to receive some type of opportunity or gift? Are you ready for this? We have Earth sign energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Are you ready for this door to open? Because you may be given the key very soon if it hasn't arrived already. Are you ready? We have the 8 of Wands here. An important message and fast movement could be coming in. That's Sagittarius energy. So are you ready? The reason is because you have to prepare for this opportunity. That's what it is. Are you prepared? Are you willing to make big changes, bold moves, take those steps, overcome fears, pursue your passion? Are you ready? And that's really, I feel like, what this reading is really asking. Like, are you ready to overcome this obstacle? And some of you, you've already done it. So again, congratulations. But you're reaching your destination, as this card says. So these are also really good. But what's interesting is before the reading, I was seeing the key on my table. And the key is always here. But I was drawn into it. Like, I was really drawn to the key. So some of you could be getting a new key, and then key came up in the reading, which was not even connected to that key. So just something else to think about. And what else? Let's tune into divine direction. Well, no, we're going to do the chakra cards. Sorry. Britta Bowman, one of her decks, and then we'll do the animal cards and numbers cards, and we'll have you send you on your way. What else? Okay, so for June, blessings. You have an opportunity to put an end to something, to put a stop to something. You have an opportunity possibly to change your environment. There's an opportunity to overcome some sort of obstacle. And again, you're receiving sort of like a key to something, or you may find out a secret, okay, of like something that's been sort of mysterious to you. What else? You could also find that communication just flows a little better now. I'm even picking up on, I haven't for a little while, maybe because it's Gemini season. Happy birthday to the Geminis out there. But like a new relationship. I don't think you're going to see that coming. For some of you, you're not. It could even be a nice new friend or someone who you were in contact with and you weren't anymore, and now you're back in contact. And I'm actually kind of getting like two girlfriends. So all right, so like friends. All right, and there could be an age difference too between the two of you, like a woman, in her 40s, and then a friend of hers in her 60s, and they reconnect or something. So there is an energy like that. What else do we want to need to know for June? Pure potential. My goodness, thank you. I love doing readings. I really do. They amaze me every time. So divinity resides within me. My spirit is eternal and beyond limitations. I trust in the journey of my soul and my purpose. My goodness, there's some lovely big cat energy here. I love big cat energy with the number 44, which is another 8. Right? This is a sign of encouragement. Okay, build the new foundation. Maybe it's time. And because it's a chakra deck, that's tuning in to your crown chakra. I kind of want to look at the book actually for that. Let's look at the book. I don't always do this in readings, but for some reason I'm being drawn to do that. So let's look at it. Okay. So this is going to be, you're invited to awaken to the divine truth that resides within you. Okay. So this is about you being a vessel of pure potential, radiating eternal spirit that can transcend all limitations. Okay. And you did have cards that speak to that, right? With the high priestess and the star card, and the world, like, kind of, you're like living the full potential of something. So this is about connecting to your crown chakra and embracing those boundless opportunities that await you on your journey of the soul. And one of your first cards was, your light is shining brightly. And when I think of a card for this, I think of the star card. It's like, yeah, you're the star. You are the star. So envision yourself being that divine light. All right. Embrace the divine nature. Know that you are worthy of the blessings that flow through you and to you. And I just want to point out, I had said on the Empress card, her connection to the constellations. And I don't think I've ever said that in a reading. I've never been drawn to her crown with all those stars. But yeah, you are connected to the cosmos. Even the name cosmos could mean something. There's also something here I'm getting clairaudiently about my integrity is not at stake, or it's not for sale even. So it's like integrity really mattering to you is what I'm getting to. And if it's not, if you haven't thought of that, that's like advice, like remember and maintain your integrity in everything you do, especially in the healing arts. Okay, there's something about that too. And asking yourself why you're doing something. Okay, so again, clairaudient messages are coming through as I'm channeling. And let's get some animal cards for you, numbers cards, and that will be that. And thank you to all of my subscribers and all of the members. I appreciate your support so very much. And thank you. I noticed at least one of you has used the link that you can find in my more information thing. where you can put your links like my Instagram and all that, which I'm not very active on, but there's a Square link there, and that's so that you can like directly donate to the channel. And it's a little more efficient than like super chat, super thanks, which are great. So thank you for that. But I do share a lot of that with YouTube. I share a lot of that with the platform. So a little more of a direct way is the Square link, but again, not something you have to do, but thank you so much. Someone made a rather large donation. I'm so truly grateful. You know who you are. I'm not going to call you out, but thank you very much. That I can buy like a really cool deck with that, or, you know, even a new microphone. So, because I do the smaller clip on. So thank you. Anyway, okay. All right. So sorry to everybody else who had to hear all that, but all right. Red Panda. Create balance in your life by harmonizing your inner and outer worlds. 100% alignment is key. Yes, something has been out of alignment. You don't have the Lover's card here, but I feel that energy. So Red Panda, a firefox. Firefox is another name for Red Panda, by the way. So 100% alignment is absolutely key for you to bring something in, have that life you want, for the universe to deliver even. And you have Polar Bear. Your waiting is finally over, and life will soon reward you for staying focused and alert. I believe it. And top of the deck, Chimpanzee. Your ingenuity knows no bounds, and with it, you can shape your destiny now. You are getting the same message over and over and over. You are overcoming this obstacle and reaching your destination. That's what you're doing. It's your time now. It's your time to shine. Definitely your time to shine. Whoa. And you, oh my goodness. Shut the front door. Right? 444, you're guided and protected. So you had 44, and now you have 444. And you're guided and protected. Angels are watching over you with love and encouragement. And I'm sending you love and encouragement as well. So thanks so much for being here. You know how to show support. Thank you very much. Take care.